Welcome to Rewind the Podcast.
Oh my gosh, girl. Did you hear about the politics?
I did hear about the politics.
The politics.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about. We've missed a lot in a week. Well, we haven't missed a lot. We just haven't been here. So hello, hi, everybody. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
We've got Trump's going crazy. Tim Walz is the new it girl.
Yeah.
It's the Walz phenomenon.
It's a Kamala phenomenon.
It's a Kamala phenomenon. Go ahead.
A what? A Kamala phenomenon. Okay, no. Okay, I have so many things to say.
Okay, tell me
Let's
about
start with the rollout of Tim Walz.
Okay.
I was rooting for old boy in Kentucky, Bashir, I think is his last name.
Andy Bashir?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's so nice and so lovely. But the more I learn about Tim, I love Tim.
I love Tim. Tim, the countryman Taylor.
No,
we can't compare them.
No. I think that he was a good choice. He's a veteran, family man, Minnesota governor.
Governor.
And he did like a free lunch situation. He like gave back his money from the NRA. And he came like ready to play.
He came ready to play. He came ready to be America's favorite good guy.
Yeah. And I loved like the rollout was really great. Like they announced him in a way that was cool. They had their everybody, this is Tim Day. And he gave a speech.
His welcome day.
Yeah.
His bid day.
His bid day.
Ah, you know what that means, Alabama. It's about to start.
It is. It just started. It started a couple
I know.
2 days ago.
I sent her a video the other day. It was all these white girls dancing to Jason Aldean. Not a beat in sight.
No, yeah, I love Bama Rush talk.
Same.
But we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah, another day.
But yeah, so I thought like he came out swinging, making the jokes about the couch, and like I was just like, okay, we love a petty queen.
If he'll get up off the couch and debate me, I loved it.
I did too. So
and the audience went, oh, and Kamala was like, oh.
But I feel like for so long, the Democratic Party has been on this like we're the higher ground, and I love a higher ground.
What did Michelle Obama say? When they go low, we go high.
But see, I don't live my life that way.
Raven goes by, when you go low, bitch, I'll go lower.
The gutter. We will be in the gutter together.
What do you love to say? I almost busted this out on a friend last night. If you want to pitch a tent, we'll have the circus.
Listen.
That part right there.
That was the lamest high five.
Why whenever I do a high five, you always want it?
It's so corny.
I love a high five.
I feel like a fist bump is just a bit more like, it's not so like.
No, because this gets, also we're doing a podcast, so like, that's Chris. Oh, yeah, girl. Oh, yeah. After that, you want to go have, what are the boat shoes called?
Oh, I don't know.
Sperry's? I almost said roofies. You want to go have roofies on a boat?
I don't want to have roofies.
No.
But anyway, happy that they're off this, like, we're going to be the nice girls. Like, these people are not fighting fair. These people are crazy. And sometimes you have to fight a little bit of fire with fire. So I'm happy we in that space now with Kamala.
That's how the West was won.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I guess they're going to win all those states. I love seeing all the things on Twitter that it's like, if, what was it? Like the, who are they? Not the Democrats, the Republicans. Woo. Can I be honest with you? I am tired.
Same.
Let's just like get that out of the way.
Same.
I'm happy we're doing this, but girl, it has been a week.
I'm having a hard time remembering like the names of things, so I'm probably gonna mess up a lot. So everyone just bear with us.
We should take our fish oil. Fish oil sponsor us. Omega-3s. They need that in Norwegia. Anyways, you know. Okay, all that to say, I love the tweeters about the when they're like, have you seen this horrible thing about Tim Walz? He wants to give free lunch. And people are like, yeah.
Children have to eat.
Yeah. Like, did you hear about Tim Walz? Well, I love the ones where it's like, Tim Walz, I think everybody should have free lunch. J.D. Vance, they're going to turn your kids trans. And then it's like RFK Jr., I had a bear in my basement for 6 months.
The bear situation is wild.
Weird and wild.
Weird.
Yes.
My coworker told me about it. And like, so, okay, we know that he's a little off his rocker, right?
A little bit, yeah.
And he's an odd duck.
Yeah.
The story is that he years ago in Central Park, someone found a dead bear, just like in the middle of the park, and
not a gay man, like an actual bear.
That was funny.
Thank you.
That was a funny joke.
Thank you.
That
was funny.
Yeah.
That was
a good one. That was one of your better ones. And they were like, where'd this bear come from? Like, that is so bizarre, blah, 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 blah. Then he goes and admits that, like, he killed this bear, like, ran over this bear or found this bear. He found the bear already dead, is what he said. Threw it in the bed of his truck, was driving, was going to skin the bear, but then was like, oh, I have to go to a dinner party, and I can't have a dead bear in my truck. So he took the bear out and like staged it next to like a bicycle rack because he thought it'd be funny if it looked like the bear ran into the bicycles and died. Anyway, it's been like a 10-year mystery on where this bear came from, and then he just like admits it jokingly.
You literally explaining that to me felt like a fever dream.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. First of all, you are one man. How are you getting a bear into a pickup truck? How are you taxidermying the bear to look like it's next to a bicycle? And P.S., what kind of dinner party were you at that you were like, I have to get rid of the bear?
Exactly.
I can't do
I
all
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. Back to politics.
Well,
because that was kind of politics.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I'm excited about Timmy. I love him.
Excited about Timmy. You know who's really going crazy about it?
Who?
DT.
He is so spiraling.
He is. You know what it's giving? This girl is a fugly slut. Cuts the picture out, but it's him. And they're like, like that's what it's giving.
He is Regina George.
He is Regina George.
He is spiraling. When that man got on Beyonce's internet and said,
kinda, it was on Telegram.
Wait,
isn't
what?
that the one he started? He doesn't post on Twitter anymore. He posts on Telegram.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the speech where he was comparing himself to Martin Luther King. And he was
I didn't even hear about that.
was like, I had a better speech, more people than Martin Luther King. It was a great speech. He had a great speech. I'm like, you made the most iconic speech of like most of American history.
Yeah.
And you're like, his speech was good. My crowd, though, was better. It's
because your crowd is whooping and ruin, and guess what Martin Luther King's crowd was trying to do? Fight for civil rights.
Exactly. Also, it wasn't bigger.
I know.
And like, I will say, whoever is running the Kamala HQ
Gay
Instagram,
intern.
they are baiting him, and like, it is so
and
petty.
And he's taking the bait. He said,
he can't
Love
help
it.
himself. He cannot rise above.
Because he likes attention.
He does.
That's the thing.
But I will say, these people, I cannot wait for this debate. It's going to be.
Is it just one?
Chef's kiss.
Have they only signed on to one?
I don't know.
Because I hear about Fox News and ABC News and I'm just
we
like.
only have time for one.
Well, at this point,
it's August.
It's on our clock because last time they did 4. But
did
that's
they?
Yeah. It was well, there was 4 total. There was 3 with Donald and Joe. And then there was 1 with Mike and Kamala. Because remember, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Yeah.
I'm speaking.
Yeah. I love her.
It gave girls and MLMs everywhere the right to slide right into your inbox.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. Before we move on,
mm-hmm.
I have something to talk to you about.
Okay.
Do you know what yesterday was? As if this is in real time.
Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday. No.
It was my birthday, bitch.
Wait, when's your birthday?
Okay. August the 13th.
I'm really bad with birthdays. I knew it was coming up. I just didn't know the specifics.
Well, as of this airing, hello, it was yesterday, and you didn't even call.
Sorry. Oh my gosh, that's how we should have started this. I'm sorry, I'm tired.
I'm too.
Everybody, hold your mule. Stop the presses. It is a national holiday. Yesterday was Blake Luann Rackley's 19th birthday.
It was.
We're so happy.
I can finally buy a lottery ticket.
We're so happy he was born.
Yes.
And to commemorate this moment,
if you give me your McDonald's bag, I will walk off set.
I got you Super Stay Maybelline lipstick.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
You look beautiful. Happy birthday from me and Gabe.
I will say this is almost as good as our Olivia Rodrigo Stanleys that I got you for Wednesday. But This is great, too. I'll use it when I need to go visit the DMV.
Yeah.
Oh, you want it back?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got a little something for myself. Because, see, today I'm wearing these like, blue jeans. And I'm wearing this. It's giving very, like, Hollister. And so I thought I want to complete the look. I have a friendship bracelet. It says, come clean. Hello, hello, hello. And I thought I would top it off. Since it's my birthday, you can't tell me no.
Oh, please don't. Why?
I finally get to wear my bucket hat on camera. I love being on camera.
All right. Why do you want to do this, you think?
I love this hat. It's sexy. It's fun. Gabe helped me get it when we went to see Renee rap.
Oh, so this is your fault.
This is all a tie-in. Don't act like you didn't want to wear this hat that night either. I love this hat. I'm going to wear it for the majority of this episode. With that being said...
Moving on along.
I want to talk to you about the Olympics because it's over and I'm sad.
I'm happy.
Really?
I'm sorry. It's
you want to go back to hating America?
Longer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a lot, and like as much as it just feels like another thing to check on.
I feel like you weren't saying this when Simone Biles was flipping into medals.
All of the stuff that I cared about was like starting. Like I love gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
I love Sha'Carri. We talked about her, but then I just,
Katie the Ducky,
and then I'm just like over it. Like it just is very much long.
Mama, this was the greatest week ever. We got that Australian breakdancer.
There's so much. Let's start with the Australian breakdancer and work our way through the crazy.
Yes. Okay.
First of all. How do these people qualify?
You know what that is?
Follow-up questions. Wait a minute.
You know what it's giving? The breakdancing is now an official sport, and they said, we got to get somebody in there.
Literally. They were like, and the po baby, she did her best.
She is now her and Anthony Amoretti are up there, and they went to a genie, and they said, I want to be world famous. And the genie said, no fine print. Okay.
Exactly. Seriously. It was so bad.
It was so bad it was good, though.
But it was like, also, I'm like, I want this to be a category or whatever. Like, I think it's cool.
It's called breaking, right?
Yeah, I think it's cool, but I just feel like it felt very much how the entire Paris Olympics felt, thrown together in a hot mess. Like, it just wasn't thought through. I'm like, like I said, how'd you qualify? Who's in charge? I don't even know who the American breakdancer was.
It was that guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was great. I genuinely don't know.
She has all those questions. I'm asking none of them because that was great. I loved the Twitter. It was like me when the duvet gets too tight around me. It was like my cat when I finally get comfortable. I love.
It was just so bad.
So meme-worthy.
But also, I didn't know that breakdancing was worldwide.
Oh yeah, it's a phenomenon. It's a. I can't do it again.
No, it's enough. It's enough. Is what it is.
Stop.
But I just feel like because it's very much like a New York like. But is that it can like started in New York, right?
It started in the Bronx, right?
Yeah, and
same place J-Lo started.
But but I just felt like I didn't know that people in Australia was breakdancing like that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you say that. I didn't know they were breakdancing like that, Mama. They're not.
They're not. They're not.
You know, I loved that little girl from like Sweden who had the what's it appropriately called? It's not a durag.
It's a durag.
A durag. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So you know, some people when they want to say something's
like
bad, they say it's
garb.
ghetto.
It's not religious garb, but nothing.
Well, I know, but like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like when someone's like, "Ooh, that's ghetto," they mean it bad, but ghetto's not bad.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be like the durag, and you're like, it's actually called a pillow. You know, the bonnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different than a bonnet.
Okay.
But yeah, she did have a little durag. And her name
Y'all haven't lived until Raven has yelled at you on FaceTime in a bonnet, and that's all I'm going to say about that. If you ever make her mad from the bed, she will yell at you. Bonnet
I will holler at
great.
you.
Yes.
It's giving black auntie 100%.
If we get 100 subscribers this week, we'll post a picture.
We will.
Yes, we will. I have the FaceTime photos.
My favorite thing is to look like a glazed donut and put my bonnet on and get in that bed.
We're going to throw up a picture right
now.
No, we're not. Just kidding.
No, we're not. Also, that little girl, her name Nika.
I'm not
Whatever.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
I said not her name be a Nika. Oh, I think it's Nika.
Okay, this is going to reflect onto something we're going to talk about later, and we can come back to it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But one thing Raven has told me since we have been friends, not even before the podcast, she don't got to worry, but she was like, if I ever catch you saying the N-word with the GA or the hard ER, what I'm not going to do is be your little black friend who gets you out of that.
Nope. Could never be me. I would be like, he racist! I knew it!
we know of a situation close to the Nashville community where something happened like that, and we knew of a black girl who was like, this is not this person.
Oh,
they are very kind. I know their heart. And Raven looked at me unprovoked, and she said, that's not going to be me.
Never. It will never be me.
She said she'll side with the other black people and be like, I don't know who this man is. With
I
Keke
never
Palmer.
met him. They're going to be like, Raven, ain't that the boy you did a podcast? I don't do a podcast. I never heard of him.
No, I have my own YouTube channel.
Literally, here y'all eating lunch together. Don't know him.
She's going to superimpose Gabe's face onto mine. She's like, I do a podcast with Gabe, not Blake. Gabe.
But yes, that sweet little girl, she was really good.
I'm bringing it back to the subject matter. I like that.
Yeah, she was really good. She had her little do-rag on. But my thing with her to do, I get it's a style, but like it's to protect your hair.
You know what it's giving? Fourth joke, Julia Stiles, Save the Last Dance. That's what that's giving. Yes.
It's like you're not safe if you're not. What is you protecting?
Yeah.
You don't have
that fierce Iceland blonde hair.
Literally.
Whatever country you're from, respectfully.
Yeah, but she was good. I'm happy for the breakdancers. I'm most happy for the USA men's basketball team and the USA women's basketball team.
Steph
bringing
Curry,
home
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
I know basketball.
You did.
Yes.
Name one. No. give me another one. One more.
Celine Dion.
For basketball.
Mm-hmm. She said, if I can't sing, I'll ball.
To the wall.
To the wall. Balls to the walls. There you go. See, it's synergy.
It all comes together.
Or as Republicans would say, it's all a conspiracy.
Seriously. But yes, they won the gold. It was also like the date is like all of Kobe's jersey numbers. So it was like, oh, I'm happy for everybody. And I'm happy for the girls too.
I love that. Yes. Now, as of recording this pod, the hot news was,
oh my gosh,
girl, you talk
Jordan.
About it. Yes, she got the bronze, and then they said not on my watch, and then the U.S. Gymnastics said actually.
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Okay, let's go back.
So it's Paris. Is it floor or beam?
It was gymnastics.
Yeah, I was trying to be specific.
I know.
It's gymnastics. So it was floor. I believe it was floor. Mm-hmm. So Jordan got her score. Mm-hmm. That put her in 5th place. Why are you smiling and nodding?
Because I edit this podcast, and I've realized how many times I cut to myself, and I feel like I'm enthused, this is my face.
It's so fake, though. You're freaking me out.
No, on camera, it'll be like, I'm interested in what you're saying.
Oh.
And on camera, this is usually me thinking I'm doing this with you, and this is me.
Oh.
And you could low-key work on it, too.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Because, like, I'm not going to sit here while you talk and go.
Have you ever watched Hoda or Kathy Lee or that new girl do it? They're like, tell us about this tragic book you wrote. Okay, Jordan.
Okay. She gets a score that puts her in 5th place. Mm-hmm. The coaches go over to the judges and they're like, can you... I can't do this.
I'm trying to soften it.
I can't even look at you. Okay, so the judges go over to the coaches go over to the judges and they're like...
Stop. I can't. I'm trying to soften it.
Just be right
Oh my
there.
gosh. Raven, shut up. I want to be cute on camera. Okay.
I'm just not going to look at you when I tell this story.
Because
you are really dumb.
I'm thinking about it. Okay.
Who is hot? Okay. So the coaches go over to the judges' table, and they're like, can we review the score or whatever? Mm-hmm. And they put her in 3rd over the 2 Romanian girls. Mm-hmm. Okay. She gets the bronze. They get on the podium. They bow down to Rebecca. It's a great day. Mm-hmm. We get home, and they're like, you have to put in your request to challenge a score in a minute. Y'all did it in 1 minute and 6 seconds. Therefore, your request is null and void. Mm-mm. And so Jordan is in 5th. Mm-mm. And you got to get a bronze back.
Come pry this medal from my
cold,
hands.
Dead hands is how you would get it back from me. Mm-mm. Because guess what?
You can make another one at least. This is
exactly. This one is mine.
Yes.
Because I already took the pictures. Mm-hmm. We had official scores. I'm not doing this. Mm-mm. Like, no, it is mine. So I honestly, low key, you know how racist gymnastics is. Mm-hmm. I feel like they were just mad.
Oh yeah. They said 3 black girls up on the podium.
Exactly. And they were like, we can't have this. And they said that like it was like an onslaught of like racism or whatever. So then it comes to find out that the whole judging was wrong in this whole thing. They said they took off one of the points for the Romanian girl talking about she stepped out of bounds. She didn't even step out of bounds. I feel like they should have printed 3 medals, printed on the printer, and mailed them on to Romania. And gave them other 2 little girls their medals, and they would have been 3 bronze medal winners.
Or do what we do here in America when you work hard and you don't get nothing. A certificate. You competed in the Olympics. There you go.
And you got an honorary bronze.
There you go.
And keep it pushing.
Keep it
because
pushing.
The way that they would have had to come to my house to get my bronze, I'm not giving y'all nothing back.
You know what they should have done? Be like, look, you didn't get it. We'll give you one. You can have a picture with Simone Biles, and then you can.
And then you can get on. And I do feel bad for the other girls who competed. Like, it just sucks. But at the same time, this is not Jordan's. This is a gymnastics problem. This is a Paris Olympics problem. This is not a Jordan problem.
Which, I mean, when you come to that regard, Paris has been a little bit of a hot mess.
It's a mess.
It's a hot mess, yeah.
And I love Paris.
Now, well, in 2028, we're going to have it in L.A. Should we go? If you got invited to the Olympics, you wouldn't go.
I do not. I mean, yeah, if I got invited by somebody who was going to pay for my plane ticket and give me a driver, that traffic is going to be a nightmare.
I'm going to have to get you a bodyguard, too, because I don't want you to get trafficked.
Thank you. I'm a lot of woman. I'm gonna make myself heavy. Ain't nobody throwing me over their shoulder and throwing me in no van.
Now, you will be a hot commodity.
I can tell you right now.
Take
you
those kidneys and ship you off.
All this ass and titties. You can't throw this over your shoulder and throw it in the back of a white van, baby. I'm traffic proof.
They said, get in the car, use it.
I make myself so like a sack of potatoes.
I will tell you what. This is what I loved about, because you know the closing ceremony was beautiful.
I didn't watch it.
I watched a little bit.
I saw the bit.
Yeah, I was at a restaurant. I was watching a little bit. I cut to the part where they do and now we're passing the torch to L.A. We had Billie Eilish in baggy clothes singing Birds of a Feather.
Billie Eilish was in there?
Billie Eilish. So they cut. So Tom Cruise.
I saw that part.
He's always got to do a stunt. And then he passes the baton. But then we start with the Red Hot Chili Peppers singing Danny California.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think it was Danny California.
Yeah.
And then
California, rest in peace.
Yes.
Simultaneous release. California, joy your teeth. She's my breezes. I'm your breeze. Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Are we done?
She's a lover. I'm just kidding. That's a great song, though.
It really is. That band would wear this hat, and I'm going to stand on that. But now I'm going to read them. Celine Dion opens the Olympics as a stand guard for Paris. We have the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, they could have picked somebody.
They could have. But then they had Billie Eilish. She sang Birds of a Feather because, you know, that just screams America.
L.A., yeah.
And then it was Snoop.
Which makes sense.
With a video girl in the back. And then Snoop and Dr. Dre got up there and were doing some California.
That makes sense.
So,
they're very...
So I hope Snoop gets to do it at the next one because Snoop representing California would be lit. So.
It would be nice.
But it was just interesting. The closing ceremony, I'm sad to see it go, but like...
I think this was a great Olympics. I've enjoyed covering it from a very hard-hitting journalistic standpoint.
Since we report once a week, y'all already talked about it on Twitter 17 times.
Correct. I'm sad it's over, but
yeah.
I'm happy it happened.
I just love the Olympics because it feels like we were all on one accord. We're all laughing about this.
We about to get back off the accord.
I don't want to.
I don't wanna.
I know they're just gonna go back to politics and stuff. Other people are gonna talk about how Mercury's in retrograde.
I hate when she do that.
Just Gatorade it, girl. Like,
that's what I say.
Yeah. Okay. So with that being said,
moving on.
Oh, what do you want to talk about?
Have you been keeping up with this Brooke Schofield situation?
So I saw the beginning, and I saw that there were tweets, and then Tana.
Twitter's the worst thing that's ever happened to white millennials.
Can I say
It's kicking y'all ass.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
The first person that this has happened to, if I'm me, I'm going through that Twitter feed that night.
I just don't understand how this is still happening to
Literally.
people.
I'll look at my Facebook memories. All I was like loser, but like that's just Don't laugh too hard to say. I saw one the other day, and it was like, going to get Sonic. Praise the Lord. I was like, the closet was glass, and I really love the Lord. So, and I guess both of those are true, but I'm out of the closet now. Anyways, so all that to say, I was like, oh, okay, there's another instance. And she was like, I'm hearing, I'm listening, I'm learning. They always say the same 4 words when that happens.
Hearing, listening, learning.
She did a video. And then I guess at the beginning, Tana was like,
well, wait.
We all grew up bad.
Wait, she did a video that was like, it took her a long time to say something. Yeah. And it is hard when you have egg on your face. Because let me tell you, I don't know what my Twitter says. Because I just be saying stuff. I don't think I said anything racist or like homophobic or crazy.
No, I love when you get in somebody's comments, though, and you go at them.
Yeah.
I'll be scrolling. I'll see something. You'll be like, I can't say this word, but you'll be like, oh, so I see you're being starts with rack but doesn't have that in there.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? He's about cool.
I've seen her call people that in comments.
I'll call somebody a coon in a minute. I'm sorry. That's terrible. It really is.
And I'm just scrolling. I'm like, ooh, Raven's mad.
There she is. There's my girl.
There's my co-host.
But yeah, I just feel like at this point in the year of our Lord 2024, everyone should scrub their Twitter. At this point, like, there's no excuse. And please, Lord, don't let us have to play this back when y'all pull a tweet from me saying something out of pocket and wild.
No, what they're going to do is we're going to get invited to, like, a J-Lo's 60th birthday party or whatever, and they're going to pull me going, shout out to Ashanti. And be like, I never said that about my best friend J-Lo.
Yeah.
Oh, we love Normani.
No, I did love Normani.
No, we do. We love Normani.
Don't do that. But I will say, like, as 2 resident whites.
Oh,
here.
Hey, Gabe.
Gabe's here. Y'all know Gabe over here.
It's from Iceland.
It's like everyone racist in their teen years.
Do we actually want to give him the mic to speak on this, or we know?
He doesn't want to speak on it.
He doesn't want to speak. Okay.
We'll translate.
I'm going to be so real with you right now. Growing up in Texas, not an excuse, anything like that. Especially in the time we grew up, people would say the Nigga. They would roll with it, and that it was very
spelling.
I had
to run that back. I was like,
it was very white chicks. No one's around.
Oh yeah,
that kind of thing. And then,
is somebody in here?
No, Siri just went off. First of all, Siri, mind your business.
I gotta go.
I don't like it.
What'd she say?
I didn't quite get that. Because we're not talking to you.
Yeah, don't be rude to her because she come back to like smart house us. You gonna be messed up. Sorry, girl. We just weren't mentioning you.
You look real cute. Raven got you a lipstick for my birthday. So that's the kind of thing that just goes down. And it was in a time that I think people thought they were never going to get caught. And people were just tweeting every thought. What do they say on Easy A? I can assure you they're not all diamonds. Some of them are very incriminating. So thankfully I grew up a youth group kid and was kind of stupid. So.
I mean, I just remember in like high school and stuff, like our like, you have like your friends, and then you have like your party friends. And I remember like not being at a party or something, and like one of the girls telling me like, oh my gosh, I almost said her name. No. Like we were at this party and she was like throwing around the N-word. And this is a girl that like I had like sleepovers at her house. Like I knew her family and her daddy. We should have known.
It always starts with the parents.
But like, I was just like, I guess there was a time where it was like cool to be racist.
I was going to ask you, do you feel like there was a time, and I think if they were to argue it, they wouldn't say, oh, it's cool to be racist. They'd be like, that word was just cool at the time. Because I feel like a slew of like
let other people have nothing.
Well, because remember in like the 2000s, especially in movies and stuff, it felt like it was like the butt of a joke, like the white chicks thing. Now, granted, that was written by the Wayans brothers, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I think so.
I think it was like also a thing of like everyone says it like racism isn't a thing anymore. Like that's not even a thing. So people felt like they could. But I also just think, no shade to the whites. I love all of you very much. But y'all have a hard time just let other people have stuff. and like do what they want, like do stuff. Like you always have to be in it, around, and be a part. And so it makes sense that when at a time when that was really like a part of like reclaiming that y'all wanted to be in it. And now it's coming back to bite everybody in the butt.
Gabe said it was an Eminem vibe.
People called them wiggers back in the day. I don't know if that's like allowed. We might have to bleep.
You can't say that as a black person to a white person. You can't say the W word.
Sorry.
With a hard ER.
But that's what people like called them. People who like, I don't know. Back to Tana. And Brooke.
Yeah.
I just felt like Brooke out the gate was like, I'm so sorry. This is like where I grew. Okay. If you're a white and you get in trouble for this, you just gotta fall on the sword. You gotta be like, I shouldn't have said it. It was gross.
I'm not a nurse anymore.
You can't bring in any other factors. People hate that. People hate when you're like, my family was racist, or I had to unlearn. Like, just, I don't know. There is no right way to fix this. You just have to fall on the sword. And except
that you may not get to be an Instagram influencer.
Exactly. And
or go the other way and then just go hard into it and have your crowd that way.
Exactly. Just be like the racist.
Yeah, I said it and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I'll sell shirts that say it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, it's
that's a crazy.
I mean, but there's people who do it.
There is people who do that. But she was like, my family was racist. Like I was raised by my grandparents and like all this stuff. And everybody was like, girl, what they got to do with anything?
It's either that or I was drunk. I don't get drunk and want to say the N-word.
Me either, because I don't get drunk and say anything homophobic, racist, or ugly. But then she like had to second apologize and be like, apology for the apology. And then Tana.
Do you want to go?
Do you listen to the Canceled podcast?
No.
Also, I'm a firm believer.
I listen to Rewind the podcast.
I'm a firm believer in like drawing things into your space. And the fact that their podcast is like centered around being canceled, I'm like, y'all asked for this. Tana.
Are we asking for call Rewind? We went through your old tweets?
Maybe.
Girl.
We should hire somebody.
Gabe.
To go through our old tweets. I for real probably said some crazy stuff, but nothing like
I pulled a Taylor Swift and rebranded in like 2018, so it's literally just being like, look at my music video, and then like 2 years of silence, and then being like, I'm gay.
Yeah. I remember being like talking about politics and stuff, but I don't.
Romney.
But I wasn't like ever. I don't remember saying nothing crazy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Tana gets on and she's like, Brooke isn't here today because she's wrong and I hate her. And I'm like, but girl, you got in trouble for the same thing like a year ago or something.
No, I'm going to let you finish.
No, I'm finished.
I'm going to let you finish.
I go and finish.
My whole thing with that, to me, I'm explaining why she's not here, just gave optics.
Oh, yeah.
It gave, what do we call it? Virtue signaling?
Yeah.
I told Brooke I condemned her for her words, and I just can't even be around that. And before knowing, like, I knew the Brooke stuff, but I was just like, this is theater at its finest. Sitting there with your hair in a bun. And then some people were in the comments, and they were like, we totally agree with you, girl. You got to protect your peace. And then there were some people who were like, girl, you did the same thing.
Literally.
So why are you still on the podcast?
Yeah. And she's going to come back. She just had to prove a point.
Yeah.
By like sitting her down for an episode.
She was like, I had to apologize for the comment I wrote her. We all grew up bad. I love you. She goes, and as soon as I hit it, I regretted it.
Instant regret.
Yeah.
Instantly regretted it. I was like, girl, it's just a lot. I feel.
But do they think we're that dumb?
I just don't think. I think you don't know what to do in that. Like, I don't think that they know what to do. Honestly.
You know what you would do. But you're also black.
Yeah.
I don't know him.
I literally would be like.
You wouldn't say I condemn him. You'd be like, he's a dumb ass.
Like I would admit, like, I also feel like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because it shouldn't have happened in the first place. So it's like you can't, if you give them a platform to apologize, now you're an enabler. If you kick them off the show, everyone looks at you like you're doing it for optics, which I do think she was doing it for optics. There is no right in there. There is no right because it's always been wrong. There is no right in it. So it's like, yes, it sucks. All you can do is apologize I say put your money where your mouth is. That's how you can apologize to me.
Give you money?
Download.
Woo! Come on, LimeWire. Where you at?
God. Donate to the Trayvon Martin Foundation. That would have been a good place to start for her. Mm-hmm. Put your money where your mouth is. And that's all I really care about. Mm-hmm. Because you saying you sorry and then a whole bunch of white girls in your comments being like, it's okay, girl. It's like, okay.
Well, look at the audience you're apologizing to.
Exactly. So prayers up.
Okay, well, you asked about the white perspective.
Yeah.
From the black perspective,
mm-hmm.
when another instance like this happens, another
mm-hmm.
PR nightmare, if you
mm-hmm.
will, is the black community like, mm-hmm.
I just like,
or y'all like, we're used to it?
Yeah, I just think it's like, unfortunately, because racism is woven into the fabric of our society, like everybody's racist. Mm-hmm. Awkward. But it's just true. Like you have to like unpack, unlearn your okay. I'll say this, and everyone has prejudices. Everyone has biases, mm-hmm. biases. Whichever, we got them. And like you as a person have to unpack all of those things, whether it's around black people, gay people, whatever the people.
Wahite people.
Yeah, like everybody has their stuff they have to unpack. It just seems like low-key white people do it more often. Mm-hmm. So no, I'm not surprised. Like right now, Alix Earle is going through a whole thing because they didn't found her tweets. I just feel like white kids in the early 2000s just ran around throwing nigga around. I don't get it. And like I said, I don't get it because I'm black. Awkward.
That is, yeah, I just, again, and I'm not trying to give like optics like, let me help you out, but like, if you're remotely famous and you said it, hop off, rewind right now and go to Twitter and do a cleanup real quick.
Yeah, I feel like there's companies for this to like clean up your socials.
Or maybe some of those companies see it and they're like, you're fine. Prepare the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? Some people love a little drama.
I mean, I just feel like, yeah. But it's never the people. It's not like we're ever surprised.
Mm-mm. No.
I would be surprised if like Sophia Bush. You know what I mean? Like, I would be surprised if it was somebody like that. Or some like podunk nobody white women from bump nowhere. Like, no one's surprised.
That's the tea.
Sorry. That was I know respectfully.
Brooke, wherever you are out there.
Prayers up.
Follow the sword.
Sorry, girl.
Follow the sword.
Fall on your sword.
Fall on your sword.
I feel bad. I mean,
Tana, don't do all that.
It's just like nails on a chalkboard. Yeah. I don't listen to them. And
Alix Earle, I don't get it.
I love Alix Earle.
Do you?
I'm upset. Yes.
With all that said, Alix Earle, Tana, wherever you are.
Good luck on ya.
Yeah. Good luck, babe. Good luck, babe. We get to see her in October, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, and I'm very excited.
I can't wait.
Speaking of white girls, Blake Lively, it ends with us.
Let's start with we saw the movie.
We saw the movie.
And what did you rate the film?
6.
6.
Yeah, I would rate it a 6. I have a lot of thoughts, and it's not necessarily on the plot. Now, there's all this drama. Obviously, we're going to talk about that.
I want to talk about the film first.
I want to talk about the film first. The film first. The basis of the movie. So, apparently, this is a book by Collen Hoover. That was a huge book. There was all this controversy when Blake got cast for the movie. Going into this movie, I had not seen a trailer. And people were like, it gives everything away in the trailer. I had not seen a trailer.
I saw a trailer, but I had no concept.
I thought when we were going to... I thought the movie was still filming. I was that far away from it. Am I boring you?
No, that was so rude.
I'm just kidding. I had not seen a trailer. I thought the movie was still filming, so I was like, okay, we're going to go into this. What were your thoughts? Well, do you want me to finish?
Sure.
Okay. We go into this movie. Why does Blake Lively have that nasty Fanta orange hair?
It's bad.
It was bad. And apparently, was it a wig?
Yeah.
I texted my friend in the movie and I said, this makes it look like she is 10 years older and has spent her lifetime smoking cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't good.
And the close-ups on her face with the orange, she had just enough like olive or something in her skin. It just aged her horribly. And then when she did the crinkles on it.
Not the crinkles.
Or the what is it called? Crimping?
I know what you mean. Yeah,
Crimping's
that's crumping.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, my God.
She looked like the hot Cheeto girl that I used to go to school with.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all you need is a pair of Elmo pants and you're good to go. And then she does the same acting, you hit me. Would you hit your daughter? What would you tell her? I'm like, why are we talking like that? And then the thing that got me the most, and I'll let you talk after this. Sorry.
No, go ahead, girl. Eat it up. Yum, 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 yum. Eat it up.
Blake Lively's wardrobe. What was happening? Carhartt meets Louboutins for cooking breakfast in the kitchen. What the are we doing?
I don't know.
She had on a Carhartt couture, these skin-tight, sparkly, like drag queen just starting boots. None of it matches. She's got orange hair.
It was a mess.
Ryan Reynolds is rewriting the scene anyway. Give her a new wardrobe.
I don't understand.
Look at me. I'm dressed like I'm going to go work at Hollister.
I was about to say, you real rich talking about people wardrobing and hats.
First of all, this is a look. Second of all,
it's a look.
Would you rather see Blake Lively in what she was in or this?
I'm going to take Blake Lively for 200, please.
Absolutely not. That wardrobe was boot nasty, and I would tell somebody to not see that movie based on the wardrobe alone. So apparently she's supposed to be quirky in the book, our producer Gabe told us, and her version of quirky is apparently wearing Carhartt and Louboutins.
So you gave it a 6?
At this point, I'm going to give it a -6. What did you think?
I thought I gave it a 7.
Oh, I'm mad.
I could tell.
That wardrobe.
I gave it a 7.
It's gracious.
It was gracious. It really was a gracious 7. I thought the dialogue was okay. I thought the reason that bumped it up is the chemistry between the two young people. I thought they were phenomenal.
Yes, the two young people. And that young guy, and I can say this because he's not actually in high school. He's like 37, like every young actor. He was cute.
They were phenomenal. I thought the acting was great. The chemistry was great. They were great. They bumped up the score. Now, Blake, Justin, Nim, and old boy.
Forgot his name. Sorry.
It just wasn't it.
You know when I knew I had to buckle up? When they were on the roof, and he was like, I'm a neurosurgeon. She was like, I'm sorry, you're a neurosurgeon.
That was so awkward. And when I heard that Ryan Reynolds rewrote that scene, it made sense.
That specific scene?
I think that's the one.
Girl.
It was so uncomfortable, awkward, clunky. The words didn't fall correctly. They were trying to do this banter, but it wasn't really working.
And then he was just like, I want to have sex with you.
It was just very... It was wrong. It was just wrong. And I, as a person who did not read the book, I do not read Colleen Hoover. I have not read any of her.
Apparently there's drama with her solely.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
I've not read any of her things. So it's like I came into it completely blind. But the whole time I was sitting there going, something's off. Like the beat of it is off. So I just felt like their chemistry wasn't great.
No internal metronome.
It was just off. It just felt disconjointed. Nothing felt right. And I came out of the movie and I said, there's something is off between them. Like their chemistry isn't great. It didn't translate well to me on screen. So that was my number one note, was like, I felt like it was casted poorly. Because I just felt like it never quite worked.
Yeah.
And this is before we even knew about any of the
drama. Yeah.
Because I promise you, the next day, it was like, front page.
Literally. What's going on at the It Ends With Us premiere?
Yeah, and it was a disaster. So what have you heard? So
I will say, I've heard a lot of stuff. The first thing that happened was they were like, Justin is not taking any pictures at the premiere of It Ends With Us. And apparently it goes back further than that, but all these actors in the movie have unfollowed him on all the social media. He's doing press alone, and then it's like Blake and Ryan doing press fresh off of Deadpool. They're like conjoining these movies.
Which makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Deadpool was like funny and lighthearted. This movie is about domestic violence, which I found out upon watching the movie. And I remember like that, and then you can kind of add on because I'll fill in some. So Justin signed on to this movie in 2019.
to direct.
Mm-hmm.
He said he really resonated with the story. It was important for him to like really tell this story about domestic violence from a different gaze. He wanted to get a bunch of women involved and all of the things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was a vision from the movie that was set between him and Collen.
Mm-hmm.
Collen asked him to play the character of Ryle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was always going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
He agrees. Well, then, production starting. There is a production company involved who is doing running everything. They're casting Blake Lively signs on as the main character, Blossom Bottom, whatever her name is.
Girl.
What's her name?
Lily Blossom Bloom.
Lily
I'm
Blossom
like, you should have known when you came out of that when your parents were going to hit you if that's what they named you. That's showing you from the beginning they don't care. Your nails look really cute. I'm sorry. This is one of the clips that they'll pull 10 years from now.
Oh my God, why would you say
Lily Blossom Bloom.
That's bad.
Your parents do not care.
They don't care. They don't love you. So, she signs on and then immediately starts to throw a lot of money, becomes a producer, and starts throwing stockpiles of cash into this thing. She gets her husband involved. He starts throwing a bunch of money behind it. And now it's the battle of the bucks. It's like the actual production company on one side. It's them and their star power on the other side. And then there's Justin.
Well, because what I heard is there would be like creative drama and there would butt heads. And then Justin would be like, this is how it's going to be. And then Blake and Ryan would be like, we're the producers. And then Sony would be like, you're the reason you get to produce something. And then they would go behind the back to Sony and be like, Deadpool money. And then they would go back to Justin and be like,
yeah. So they kind of strong-armed the situation to kind of manipulate it. Allegedly.
Yes. Allegedly.
Manipulate it to their benefit. So creative differences we can get behind, right?
Yeah.
People see things from different points of views. Everyone's creative. Everybody's an artist. Everybody's sensitive about their shit. So I get that part, but I don't like my biggest issue so far has been the rollout and how they've marketed this as some type of
made in Manhattan.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally.
This is not.
Come see Sweet Home Alabama.
Literally. And that I was shocked.
Literally.
When it turned in the film, I was like, what the hell? Granted, from what I've heard from the people who like the book, that is the same feeling in the book. So they
out of nowhere.
Yeah, they wanted to mirror that reaction for the people who aren't the book readers.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job with that. But at some point, okay, now the cat's out of the bag, right? We all know that this is a movie about domestic violence. The fact that they haven't now made this a moment to put that at the forefront, and it's become about hair care and this weird Deadpool rollout and grab a girlfriend and wear florals and go to the theater. It's what is happening? Literally. And why? And that's what I think people really want to know, the why.
Well, and a lot of people said it was going to be met with great what's universally panned because of Blake Lively, because of Collen, all those kind of things. So I think maybe they were like, let's make it fun and make it oh, we love Ryan and Blake. But at the end of the day, people are like, we're not stupid. We read the book. Yeah. And so why do you expect and so they see that something's off. But I also think that's not how you produce a movie. Or maybe Blake thought, my acting's not up to par. I got to start pumping other products like Rihanna because this money's going to run out one day.
Yeah, that can't be it. But then I'm maybe they don't want to be that attached to any type of cause, because there is a certain type of celebrity that does not want to be attached to anything.
I know the person in your head right now.
There is a certain type of celebrity who is going to sit on the fence. We don't know what they like, who they root for, what they don't, if they're pro, if they're against. And that is the kind of business they like to run. So I'm maybe they were we don't want to be the face of. We don't want to be a part of this whole domestic violence conversation. We want to make a movie and we want to wear florals.
But at the end of the day, you have to talk about the material in the movie.
That's what but they are going out of their way to not bring it up. Justin is the only person who has talked about domestic violence
exactly.
in any capacity.
And he said that's why he signed on. Not because he's like for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he was like, this is, did he say it hits close to home? Or he was like, this is something that I feel is very like important.
Yeah, like he said he was really impacted by the story.
Yeah. Which I will say this, because apparently I'm going to go back, because they said apparently with all this creative difference, there's a Justin cut. And there's a Blake and Ryan cut where they were like, this is the scene hero. They wanted to talk about where it's cut, which has given the controversy to like Justin when they were like, what would you do
Part
it ends
two.
with 2? And he was like, I think Blake needs to direct. It seems like it's her time. And people were like, that was shade because she was trying to do it the first time around.
Exactly.
With all that being said, I would love to see a Justin cut, because I will say, and this is going to sound horrible, and I don't mean it like this, the first time when she gets hit, spoiler alert, it looks like an accident until you find out it wasn't. And then the second time I was like, like,
well, I thought that I liked the way that the story turned creatively, because I thought they did a good job of painting the picture of like, it's not always so black and white.
It's not always
he just reared back and smacked you upside the head. But then I liked that as the story goes on, the point of view shifts.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing it from her point of view in the initial cut. And then when you're going back and reliving the moment through the actual lens, his facial expressions are different. You're seeing little things. I thought it was done really creatively, and I thought they did a really good job. This was because, like I said, from her point of view, it does look like an accident, and it attaches you to the character and lets you see like how she ended up in this situation, because he does seem very knight in shining armor in the beginning.
Well, this is where I said I didn't want to be cancelable, though. It's like, as I'm watching it, and like even as I was watching it, I was like, I feel bad for thinking like this. I was like, well, it wasn't. It was the one time. It was like, one time's enough.
Yeah, but I think that's the point.
I know, but that's where I was like shocked. I was like, so I mean, I know I gave it a 6, but I was like, that it was interesting. Like you feel that you're like, no, he does, like he was a mistake, and you're like, no, you don't hit people you love.
Yeah, and I will say that initial one,
the push and pull.
The first smack did feel like a mistake.
Yeah,
it was like a hot hand pull back situation. Now them steps, I said.
Nobody gets accidentally
he trying to kill you, girl. And why you always accidentally getting hit when y'all fighting? Like he ain't accidentally hitting you other times.
Y'all aren't playing Monopoly, and he goes, "Ooh, whoosh, sorry."
Yeah. So yeah, I just felt like I did not think the movie was bad. I just thought it was casted poorly. I think that they had no chemistry, and I think they should have picked a stronger Lily Blossom Bloom.
And a stronger name for Lily Blossom Bloom.
I mean, well, you can't change the name in the book.
Yeah.
Like you have to let it be. But I will say, as far as people like attacking Justin, I feel like no one's going to go against the Hollywood A-list bajillionaires. So people like use that as like,
it's like
ammo.
Certain people who won't criticize a certain artist because they're scared of getting blacklisted.
Yeah. And so it's like people use that as ammo to be like, well, they all unfollowed him. And it's like, keeping it real, whose side are you going to pick? The guy who's like,
who just had $1 billion in the box office?
Or the like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't match. So do you think that more is going to come out, or do you think this is going to die on the vine?
I think more is going to come out, because part of me is like, okay, Blake and Ryan aren't following him. Why isn't Jenny Slate following him? Colleen Hoover, I heard, again, that's a whole mess in itself, because she was like, I want to be like, friends
She
with
wants
Blake.
another book.
She wants another book. She wants
into
to be
a
friends
movie
with Blake and Ryan.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. But people were saying it'll come out eventually. But that's also, like you said, I think it's under the guise that you're like, Blake and Ryan can do no wrong. They're that fun couple who loves to blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, we'll see. If there's any new developments, child, you're going to hear it here.
Slide into our DMs at rewind.the.podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I would love that.
This has been another episode.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all. If this episode feels low energy, it's because
we're tired.
Hanging
we went
on
out
by
last
a
night.
thread.
My birthday was wild. We went crazy.
Love that.
Crazy.
All right, take us out, Blake.
Take us out. Thank you so much for listening to Rewind the Podcast. No, we got to speed this up. Thank you so much for listening to Rewind the Podcast. If you want to keep listening to other episodes of Rewind the Podcast, you can listen on Spotify, Google. Nope, that no longer exists. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you like podcasts. You know what you like. I'm not going to tell you what you like. But if you want to watch the podcast and see our beautiful faces, you can watch us on the YouTubes. Make sure you subscribe, comment, sign up for alerts when you know. So sign up for alerts so you know when you can. Okay.
Sign up for alerts so that you know when we have a new episode coming out or if we're putting out new content. Because we do other stuff other than Rewind the Podcast.
I love that.
We also do reaction videos. We are might start doing some vlog situations.
True.
So be on the lookout for all things Rewind.
Again, back to the first episode. If we get 10,000 subscribers, Raven's going to show her titties.
That's not true.
Speaking of Raven.
Thank you so much for watching. It is a pleasure to see you as usual. You can follow me on all social media platforms at I am Raven Dawson. And
I am Chronically Online. You can find me anywhere on social media at Blake Rackley. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Toodles.